Well, an expedition vehicle really truly has to be a go-anywhere, four-seasons vehicle. An articulating subframe, we built a 4-point massive articulating subframe that allows the box, the habitat box, to be independent of the chassis, allows it to flex. We want to build rigs that people can comfortably go explore the great outdoors and not have to go back and plug in anywhere. They're very capable vehicles of extended off-grid living. I'm Keith Story, the founder of Hunter RMV. We are a builder of expedition trucks, go-anywhere trucks. I'm originally from England, moved here in 1978, so it's been a long time. Love this country, love the wide open spaces. Had a new baby about 14 years ago. We decided to go explore America and bought a Class A RV and realized we couldn't go anywhere we really wanted to go. It wasn't off-road capable, wasn't beach capable. So I started searching for an alternative, and at the time there were very few in the US, very expensive, and a good friend of mine who was a very talented welder suggested we build our own, and that's how we got started. And then people came to me and said, hey, I'd like one of those. So that was the start of Hunter in about 2015. We built on the Acela that we have behind me. That is a reworked LMTV from the military. Acela in Montana does a complete rebuild of these vehicles. They come out as new, although they still carry the original build date on their title, but they are ostensibly a new vehicle. That's one of the most capable on-road, off-road compromise platforms we have in the US. We also build on the Kodiak range, no longer made, but GMC Top Kick and Kodiaks are a capable four-wheel drive vehicle that does not employ a DEF system, which is not something you really want in an off-road truck that may leave the US. We're at about number 26 right now. So we tend to build 3 to 4 a year. We need to build 6 a year. That's just, it's been a constraint after COVID with the supply chain. Generally have around 6 people involved in our builds, so that's the number that we're comfortable with. So this is a new Acela 2024 delivery to us, and this is what we have. 2 lines at Hunter. One is our full custom line, and we're booked through most of 2025 building custom rigs. That's where you come to us and say, I want this, and I want my bed here, and I want this amount of water, and I want this. Knowledgeable people that can afford a custom rig. That's a protracted build, will take 6 to 9 months, and probably costs these days at least $500,000. And the Acela behind us is a what we call a production spec, where we've built the truck, we've pre-designed the box, and there's not a lot of room for your desires in something like that. It's fully equipped, 4 seasons, 1,200 watts of solar, 100 gallons of fresh water, Dometic AC, Truma diesel heat. This particular one has a full outdoor kitchen with a Traeger and a Blackstone grill. It has electric awning, a 16,500 pound recovery winch, usually to recover other people. These trucks are very capable off-road. Has the CTIS system, the central tire inflation system, allows you from the comfort of the cab to air down your tires to a sand setting, for example, if you're on a beach. And then as you pull out of that, you can hit the button and it'll get you back up to highway pressures. So a very convenient system in these trucks. This one is configured really for 2 to 3 people, has electric lift bed. It will sleep 2 on the lift bed, and maybe 2 on the dinette beneath if you had kids. This one has the availability of a pass-through. We built the box with a pass-through, but we haven't connected the pass-through to the cab as yet, depending on the buyer's preference. About 50% of our customers want a pass-through and 50% don't, and those are usually people who've had them. We find that, particularly on these cab-forward chassis, the pass-through sits directly over the transmission, and you're sitting above the engine. So when you cut through the cab, do the bellows system to the articulating subframe and the habitat, you are opening up a sea of noise and heat that can intrude into the cabin ambience. So quite a few people say they'd rather not have a pass-through. On an articulating subframe, the box is going to move independently of the cab and the chassis beneath it. So any pass-through has to be a bellows arrangement to allow you to safely interact. These particular trucks were developed for the military to be able to literally go anywhere the military needs to go. They have a very low crawler gear. The first gear is very, very short, so it's like a mountain goat climbing a hill. But it also, we do spec the highway gearing in these so that the truck that was originally supposed to run at 45 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, can now run up to 72 on the highway. And the tires that we spec are the Goodyear MBTs that are speed rated to 68 continuous. So even though you can do 72 or 74, it's prudent to run in the 60s if you're going for extended periods because of your tires. Those are 46-inch tall, 120-inch rims. On these trucks, one can spec locking differentials. This particular one doesn't have it, and for the vast majority of people will never need it. It's very capable as it's set up to climb pretty much any terrain you need. Being a four-wheel drive, permanent four-wheel drive chassis, high ground clearance, aggressive grip tires, and the ability to deflate your tires from the cab, which really helps traction. You know, the need for the locking differentials is really not there. So we have a joint venture with a company that we design the boxes and they build them for us. If we're not doing full custom box, we take the panels, build the box, build the furniture, do everything soup to nuts. On these production spec Sherpa boxes, we have a joint venture where the boxes are built for us. We finish them, we install solar, extra water, do all the integration to the truck and the chassis. So that's what keeps the cost down. I mean, this particular truck is in the high 2s. If it was a custom box on that truck, it would be closer to 5. So there's a significant savings. It's still a high quality 4 seasons, 2.25 inch thick composite panel. Just one way we can get more people into the overlanding, and they're pretty strong. We've dropped one and rolled it over and it's still fine. So, you know, we've done a drop test on one, inadvertently I may add. But on the box, on the exterior of the box, apart from the fact that we build roof rail protection for the solar, we have an outdoor shower, which is great for washing off before you go in. We have the Traeger and Blackstone grills. This truck weighs way under its gross vehicle weight rating. It's about 20,000 pounds as it sits, and with the GVW approaching 26,000, it gives you plenty of room and capacity for your fuel, water, and toys. So we provide as much storage as possible. This one has a large storage area between the cab and the habitat that is available for bicycles or whatever you want to put in it. So we've tried to utilize that area. We like to keep the factory electric crane for the 380-pound tire and wheel, which is very useful if you ever need to change a wheel. That crane is very, very handy. Some people say, oh, they take them off because it allows you to move the box closer to the cab, but realistically, then you're sticking 380 pounds on the rear of the truck, which does take some offsetting with a very heavy winch and some other things. Most of our customers seem to be people that are getting ready to retire, really want to go see the world, and want a cost-effective, tough truck to do it in. We run the gamut with customers. We have customers that live in these, literally a full-time mobile habitat. And we had a customer that we delivered one of these to an armory after we'd finished building a custom rig. He had it completely up-armored, and not sure what his use of that truck would have been, but it was an interesting exercise, I think. The greatest thing about these trucks, apart from the fact that they were designed on it's an Austrian Steyr truck that the US military bought a license to, and then Americanized with a CAT engine, Allison transmission, and various what they would call improvements. So it's extremely robust. It's very simple. and can be maintained just about anywhere that a big rig or a big truck would end up being maintained. It's capable of running multi-fuels, so if you are in South America or some place where the fuel is a little dicey, you have a good chance of getting where you want to go, unlike many of the very modern designs which are very, very fuel sensitive and will shut down at the slightest sign of an anomaly in the fuel system, or at least go into a slow get-you-home mode. So for somebody that really wants to explore off the beaten path, these are an excellent platform. At the moment, the vast majority of our builds that I know of are still in the US. We have had customers go down to South America. Alaska's a favorite place. But I think a lot of people dream about going around the world, and then reality sets in and they're just not able to do it, which is a shame. But I would hope that at some point in the future we have a few of these trucks roaming the globe. You'd have to ship it on a row or an open, they're too big to go in a container, obviously too tall. Yeah, it would be shipped. That's a standing joke at the Hunter shop. We started out the whole company to build me a rig, and we still haven't quite done it. But this year, we're running out of time. I intend to have a rig in the next few months. So yeah, my goal is to have one of these and spend a lot of time in it. We say it can go anywhere that the truck can fit, basically. We've had people say, oh, you can't take one of these on the Rubicon. Why would you want to? Tow a Jeep, take the Jeep on the Rubicon. I mean, this is your house, right? We build bigger ones. This is not one of our big rigs. Yes, it's a fairly big footprint. Not that long, this particular rig, but yeah, you have to decide where you want to go. If there's a lot of trees, maybe there isn't the clearance for the height. You know, it's 12. I believe this is 12.2. But I think that's the same. I use the word compromise a lot. All these trucks are compromises. I mean, you can run around in a Tacoma with a rooftop tent and go more places than you can with one of these. But when you get to where you're going in this, you have the comforts of home, you have a full dry bath, you have a shower, you have a washing machine, you have, you know, lots of water capacity. You can stay warm and comfortable, or cool and comfortable, depending where you are. It's a great base camp, and if you are the kind of person that wants to go to some really gnarly areas, tow a Jeep or tow a side-by-side. Depends on the truck. I mean, obviously we need to know at the start of our build if you are going to be towing, and then we design it accordingly, because some of our trucks just are not capable of towing. Not that they don't have the power, it's just the way the box is set up. So it's always something that's on our first questions: are you planning on towing? You can find out more information at hunterrmv.com. That's Hunter Romeo Mike Victor.com.